Lesson 11.5, volume of pyramids and cones. All right, we have a new formula here for finding the volume of a pyramid and a cone. It's 1/3 the area of the base times the height. All right, so you've already worked with this formula plenty. Now we're just incorporating 1/3 into the formula when you're working with a pyramid and a cone. All right, now this pyramid occupies 1/3 the space of a prism, all right, with the same base and height, base dimensions and height, okay? And I will also demonstrate this idea to you, or this fact, using some rice or some other substance that I'll be pouring into a pyramid, and then I'll be pouring it into a prism, so you can see it for yourself. All right, but let's apply the formula now in these examples. Okay, so I have volume is equal to 1/3 area of base times the height. All right, so 1/3, what's the area of the base? 6 times 6. And what's the height? They give it to you, it's 4. All right, so I have 1/3 times 36 times 4. So I have 12 times 4 equals 48. That's all there is to it, and it's going to be inches cubed. For part B, same formula, 1/3 area base times the height. So 1/3 area of the base is going to be 10 times 10. What is the height, though? It is not 13. Don't make that mistake. How do we figure out the height of the pyramid? All right, it goes from the top straight down, and then I'm trying to make it straight. All right, and then let's go over to the midpoint here. All right, so I have this right triangle here. All right, and what is the bottom leg or the short leg? It's 5. Or this isn't a 30, 60, 90 triangle, so don't get thrown off when I say short leg. It's just the shorter leg of the right triangle. And this is 5, this is 13, so what's the other side length? It's going to be 12. Well, it's just applying Pythagorean triples there, or you could just use the Pythagorean theorem. So I have 12. All right, then it's going to be 1/3 times 100 times 12. All right, well, what's easier, to take 1/3 of 100 or 1/3 of 12? Let's do 1/3 of 12, which gives us 4. So 4 times 100 is 400, and it's going to be meters cubed. All right, there's your volume. Done. All right, find the volume of the cone. Same formula applies. The volume is equal to 1/3 area of the base times the height. Okay, so 1/3. The base in this case is a circle, so it's going to be pi r squared. And what is r in this case? It's 3. And what's the height of the cone? 16. All right, so I have 1/3 times 9 pi times 16. Which one's easier, 1/3 of 9 pi or 1/3 of 16? 1/3 of 9 pi. So it's going to be 3 pi times 16. And I have 48 pi. So that's the volume. Right, and no particular unit of measurement, so it's just units cubed. Done. All right, next one. Volume is equal to 1/3 area base times the height. Okay, so I have 1/3 area of the base is pi 6 squared times the height, which is, the height is not 10. Do not make that mistake. Height straight from the top down. We have a right triangle here. So this is 6, that's 10. What can I do? Well, you may notice that there is a Pythagorean triple in disguise here. That's 3, that's 5, this is going to be 4. It's times 2. So that's 8. So the height is 8. All right, so I have 1/3 of 36 pi times 8. 1/3 of 36 is 12 pi times 8 is 96 pi. That's the volume, and it's going to be inches cubed. Example 3, find the value of the variable. All right, using the volume formula for a pyramid, volume equals 1/3 area of the base times the height. The volume they give me is 36 square root of 3. Area base is 6 times 6. The height is x. 36 square root of 3. Now 1/3 of 36 times x. So 36 square root of 3 is equal to 12x divided by 12. And x is equal to 3 square root of 3. Done. All right, for part B, we have a cone. Same formula though. Volume equals 1/3 area of base times the height. 1/3, the base is a circle, so it's going to be pi x squared times the height, which is, they give you, that's 15. The cone is just positioned horizontally. All right, so I'm going to do 1/3 of 15, which is 5. So I have 5 pi x squared. I'm plugging in the volume that they give me, 125 pi. All right, so I'm going to divide by 5 pi now. Cancels out. All right, so I get 25 equals x squared. Square root both sides, and x is equal to 5. You don't worry about the positive and the negative case because you cannot have a negative radius. X is equal to 5. Done. For example 4, find the volume of the solid. All right, so volume is equal to the volume of the rectangular prism plus the volume of the pyramid. All right, volume of the prism. That's just area of base times the height, and plus volume for a pyramid, 1/3 area of base times the height for the pyramid. Make sure not to confuse the heights. All right, area of base of the rectangular prism is 6 times 6 times the height, which is 6, plus 1/3 area of the base for the pyramid is 6 times 6 times the height, which is 6. All right, that's nice. So I have 6 times 6 times 6, which is 216, plus 6 times 6 times 6 times 1/3 of that, which is 72. Add them together, and I get 288. So the volume is 288 feet cubed. Done. All right, for the next problem, we have a rectangular prism and we have a pyramid that was cut out of the rectangular prism. Okay, so first thing we need to do is set up our formula. Volume is equal to volume of the rectangular prism, and then what are you doing with that rectangular prism? You are cutting out the volume of a pyramid. All right, so what's the volume of a prism? Area base times the height. Volume of a pyramid, 1/3 area of the base times the height. All right, area of the base is 3 times 3. All right, times the height, which is 3. Then area of the base for the pyramid is 3 times 3. And the height of the pyramid is what? Same as the height of the rectangular prism, 3. So I have 9 times 3. Then I have 3 times 3, which is 9. So I have 27 minus 9, which is 18. So the volume is 18 cubic inches. Done. Last example. All right, I have the volume of a cylinder plus the volume of a cone. So the volume of a cylinder is area base times the height plus the volume of a cone, 1/3 area of base times the height. So I have area of the base, which is pi r squared. What's r for the cylinder? 3. So 3 squared times its height. The height of the cylinder is 5. Now I have plus 1/3. What's the area of the base for the cone? It's a circle, so pi 3 squared. What's the height of the cone? 9. All right, so I end up with 9 pi times 5 plus 1/3 times 9 pi times 9. So I have 9 times 5, which is 45 pi, plus 1/3 of 9, which is 3 pi, times 9. 45 pi plus 27 pi. So you have 52, 62, 72 pi. That's the volume, and it's centimeters cubed. All right, pretty simple lesson. If you have any questions, please make sure to ask. Begin the assignment.